What's up? We're Miss Maya, and you're watching Rock Forever Magazine.
Hey guys, it's Tori from Rock Forever Magazine, and I am here right now with the guys from Miss May. How's it going today?
Good, it's warm. House of Blues is going to be crazy.
Woo! Yeah, and you guys are playing in Orlando tonight, and I heard you were being a tourist earlier today, huh?
I was. Universal Studios, I was having a blast. Definitely got to see Diagon Alley, which I've been waiting for, and I slammed the butterbeer, and I've been waiting for it for years.
Was it everything you hoped it would be?
It was. I actually had it when they first opened. I've had it, and I just remember being like, this is the greatest thing ever. So I sort of remembered the taste. When I drank it, I was like, it's way better than I remembered.
Aww.
It's the best.
Yeah.
And the foam, I was just like a weirdo, like licking the foam off the top. It was great.
Hopefully no one recognized you as that was going on.
There was a few people that it wasn't. Actually, no, I did take a picture with the butterbeer in Diagon Alley, but I wasn't like face into the
Good. Were you there as well? Or
No, I was the boring one. Well, North Lane broke down last night, so we drove out of our way and went and grabbed a few, one of their guys and a bunch of their stuff. They still didn't make the show, so he switched, rode with Fit for a King last night because they all went early, and then we stayed in the van for what felt like 700-800 hours or so. But yeah, we're here now, and it's all we've been looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We were just
made it here.
We were just in the snow like 12 hours ago.
This is tropical for
I know
us.
you got all the palm trees, the warm weather. Couldn't be better.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, we get 2 days of it. It's back up.
Nice. So we've got some finish a sentence questions for you guys. So now the first one here, the most surreal moment of your career so far was when?
For me, opening up Main Stage Download Festival.
Nice.
That was like 60,000. So many people I can't even I don't even remember playing. I just look at YouTube videos. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened, because I think I blacked out because I was so nervous.
Wow.
But that was the most surreal moment in my life.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I would say there were probably like 5 or 6 of those in one summer. So we did every major European festival that we could fit in our schedule, and we pretty much did Main Stage for all of them as an opener. So it was, every day the same vibe, like you're rushing your stuff on stage to get ready, and like right behind you is like Rob Zombie or
Black Sabbath.
yeah, like,
It was
wild.
Aerosmith.
And it was in Europe, so you're on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I didn't feel
You're just
real.
like, all right.
Yeah. So you're saying you were so nervous that you practically blacked out. So how do you handle the nerves before you go on stage? Because I'm sure a lot of people are in their own bands where they're.
I love being nervous. I think me and Jared actually say the same thing. Jared gets like this little shake in his hands, and like if we don't have that, then it's not going to be a good show. Like because that's like most of my adrenaline. If I'm like always super nervous, but that show, for sure, it's like you look out and it's like over the horizon of people, and you're just like, oh my god. And it was a catwalk, which we're a metal band, so I'm not used to catwalks. So there was like a time where I'd run down the catwalk and be like, are you ready? And there'd be like a big breakdown coming. And I'd turn around and I'm like, oh my god, I'm way far away. And I'd like run back to the stage, and the breakdown already started, and I'm like this big on the huge stage. But so I sort of felt it out, but it was fun.
Now I kind of want to find videos of you sprinting down the catwalk.
There's so many. I'm like, are you ready? It's about to drop. I look back and they're like 30 yards back. I'm like running back to him. It was so massive. It was crazy.
That's so funny. So now next one, your current obsession is.
I'm obsessed with. Oh man, music-wise or just in general?
Just in general.
This is really bro of me to say.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with kettlebells right now, like the workout thing.
Yeah.
I am. It's my favorite part of the day is work out with a kettlebell. It sounds so stupid, but if you
No.
try it, I promise you might like it.
Yes, it sits in the back of the van, and it is, for a tiny arm man, it's a heavy damn thing to get out of there, get out of the way.
That's my special right now. Cheers.
What about you?
Espresso double shots.
Oh,
I'm
second that.
I'm surviving on espresso this tour. We're in a van, which, not to be divas, but we haven't been in a while, and we decided we're like, we'll try the van this time,
Oh.
make a little bit of extra money, see more things, be tourists. Whew. It's not as easy as I remember it being a few years ago. It's a lot of staying awake a really long time, and you take a nap in a hotel and you're back in the van. So a lot of espresso double shots. I've done a magical job at finding all of the different places I can get espresso at now.
It's definitely a skill.
Yeah, it's a skill. Like I feel like I can find it at any time of the day.
That's hard
at
to
this
find.
point,
Definitely. And so next one here, the first concert you ever went to was.
Okay, first concert, my mom took me to Ted Nugent. I was really young, I sort of remember. But the first concert I remember I was in second grade. It was Rob Zombie. It was like right when Hillbilly
Oh,
Deluxe
wow,
came
that's
out.
a good one.
But Ted Nugent technically was my first, but I was like so young that I just remember like spurts.
Mine is not. Mine not that.
All right.
My mom took me to Dixie Chicks,
Oh yeah.
so I remember that.
We're from Ohio. It makes sense. Give,
Yeah.
give
And
us a
then
break. We're from Ohio.
I think the first one that I remember going to on my own was probably My Chemical Romance and Alkaline Trio.
Okay, that's a really good one.
Or in the same city where I live now, I saw Story of the Year from first to last with Sonny. Every Time I Die, and somebody else. Yeah, I was in high school.
Good
Those
old
are the
days.
first two I remember. Yeah.
Nice. And last one here, the biggest challenge you've overcome as a band was when?
Oh man. Probably.
This year.
Yeah. I don't know. We go. Probably the real challenge was we broke down once on the way home from our second tour, and like our long story short, like transmission stuff blew up, or we were stranded, and how we got home was that got towed to my aunt's. We stayed at my aunt's, and our merch guy at the time came, picked us up in his friend's short bus. So he took a short bus, and that's how we got home. And we were like covered in oil and so, and we're just like, oh, our first tour was miserable, or our second tour was miserable. That was probably the biggest like physical challenge. Like I just was like, and it was so early in our
Financial
career that I was
too,
just
yeah.
like, oh, I don't want to tour ever again. This is so
Yeah.
stupid.
It was.
We got through it.
Yeah, it was like a financially crippling time too to have that happen on like
Yeah, when you're
second
making-
tour ever when
We're living on $5 a day. so it
everyone's
was like,
17 years old or 18 at that point, and now the only thing you have to get you to shows is like,
exploded.
yeah, you're like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
We got a tour coming up next month. I guess we'll have to figure this out.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you guys made it through that because look at you now, you know? And we got to talk about your music here. Your album, Rise of the Lion, is out now. So what's the inspiration behind the album title and what's the symbolism behind the lion?
Okay. This is a big answer.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready for it.
Well, the lion, it's sort of like, at least to me, like how it's like the king of the jungle, like I guess dominant vibe. It's sort of how we try to feel and act out here in like the music industry and touring and everything. And it's cool because that's how we feel about it. And for fans, I feel like they can use it as a symbol to feel like that in their everyday lives. And because we like having the lion more than just our name. I wish it was just the lion all the times. And there's a bunch of hidden stuff in the lion. Like he's got 7 little teeth because we started in 2007. And he's got 5 points on his hair because there's 5 of us. So there's a bunch of like hidden cool
didn't know
stuff.
that.
And then Rise of the Lion is obviously like rise of like us and our fans and everything. And that's why since it was fan based, that's why we did like a fan cover. A fan is on the cover because it's a rise of our fans and us and everything. So yeah.
So speaking of your fans, I know that the lyrics on this album were inspired by fan letters. So what was it like for you guys to step in their shoes and write these songs from their perspective?
Hard. It was so hard.
Yeah.
We talk about that now as we're like, getting into the process of writing new songs, and
It's so much
it's
easier.
so hard to look at something through someone else's eyes completely and write something that is both catchy and meaningful at the same time.
Right.
That's what you want out of every song you make. You want
Yeah.
it to be like fun for you, fun for the people listening, and be written well and have a nice impact. And it's like, man, if you're not feeling that exact situation or you haven't been through
You're
it,
stuck.
you can really get
We were bouncing
stuck.
off each other though. You'd like write something. I'm like, Ryan, you think that's how they would feel? Like I'd like write it. I'm like, Ryan, and Ryan'd be like, no, we should change it up. And then he would do it, and then I would do that, and it was like it definitely was melting my brain. It's crazy because now we're writing the new records are like
Back to the way we
yeah, a lot more personal and different, and it's so much easier. I'm like, oh, I got this. So that one was a challenge, but I'm happy we did it because it's definitely a unique record for us.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, at the very least, I know it was a struggle for you guys, as you were saying, but it worked out because your fans loved that album.
Yeah, it came out great.
Yeah. And I remember reading in another interview that one of the songs that wasn't really based on a fan letter was Refuse to Believe, right? What's the story behind that song?
That song I wrote really early because that was the first song we wrote, and that was before we sort of figured out how we wanted to, I guess, lay out the theme of the record. So when we were doing demos, I was in the little vocal room, and that was the first one I wrote, and I really was attached to it, and then that's why it sort of stayed in there. It was like my own little personal one. And that one's it's basically about man, there's so much. I guess like the big hook is I get so stressed out about people hit me up on Instagram with like tweets and just I don't know. It makes me feel like I like sort of lose where I am because people want me to be this way, and I'm like doing my thing. So when I get those comments, it's just a lot of weight on your shoulders, and it's just like you sort of forget who you are sometimes. At least in our shoes, and I was like, that's where I sort of came up with that song because I was just so stressed out.
Yeah.
But
so how do you balance having the comments from all of the fans and hearing what they want from you guys versus what you want to be doing?
We have to,
you can't let them win. That's what we call it.
Yeah, like it's come down to you can't. For us, we've realized you can't make everybody happy.
Yeah.
When you have a fan base like we do, where it's split down the middle, which we really do, like it's from going back and forth from crazy tours of the last few years, like Five Finger Death Punch, Kill Switch Engage, Trivium, Mayhem. That's a whole different group of people from the metal world that love our band, and those are the people who love Rise of the Lion because that's the record that came out while we were touring with them.
Yeah.
Then we have all of our awesome Warped Tour fans who fell in love with, Monument, which we released on that tour, and At Heart, and they're attached to those. And you can't write both of them at the same time because they don't sound the same. We have always kind of prided ourselves on each record is a little bit different. So now that we have two fan bases, it's even harder when we write because we're like, damn, all right, well, these guys will really like this because, it's this vibe or whatever, and these guys will like this. So we kind of know going into things now, like we can't make everybody happy anymore. It's just not possible.
True.
So we just you have to have thick skin, really. Like, people are going to say stupid stuff to you all the time.
Sometimes you get comments too that you're just like, ooh, and then you're like, you can't say nothing. Like, I can't, because that's what I even talked to Jake about this for maybe on this tour. It's like, because he had a thing. He's like, I took a screenshot and like sent it to him. Like, look what this kid said. He's like, and he was like, what's his Twitter? And he was being all Jake, like, what's it? I'm like, no, we can't reply because then they win. They gave him attention. And I'm like, that's all they're asking for. Because that's at the end of the day, like, at least how I look at it is they wouldn't go out of the way to say that unless they were asking for attention or wanted us to say something back. So I'm just like, fine, I'm just gonna roll off my shoulders. But sometimes you read it and I'm like, oh, Ryan, look what this kid wrote. Oh, and I get so mad.
I guess the tough ones are you get a it doesn't really happen here as much, but like when you go overseas and you get a brutally honest fan who'll do it right to your face.
But they don't know any better.
Yeah, like
that's like their translation. They're like translating English, and they're like, "Oh, last time you were better," and I'm like, "Wow, okay, thanks."
Well, I will. You gave me a compliment that said I was good last time, but all I'm hearing is you sucked this time.
That's just Does it translate well when they're trying to do it in English? So.
True. And since 2010, you guys have sort of had the pattern of releasing an album every 2 years. So 2016, are we going to see a new album from you guys?
Yeah. We've been writing a lot. We were home for the holidays.
We like to pump records out. We feel like the more material that we can give people, that's what we're here for. Like we are here
it's our jobs to
we are here to give
things.
cool songs and then go play cool shows that people hopefully continue to come to and enjoy.
Yeah.
So we're one of those bands who enjoys being in the studio just as much as we like touring. So whenever the label or management are like, what do you guys think about studio time? We're like, sold.
Yeah.
Get us in there. We would love to. Let's do it.
Definitely. And you're saying before that your fan base is sort of split down the middle and, one of your albums is more geared toward one and another one's more for another. So who are you sort of targeting on this album?
Now we have to figure out
how to...
we have to...
That's the question. Well, it's to me, this is how I've been thinking about it. I said in a past interview, I feel like we've slowly been doing like an alley-oop. And it's like, okay, we're getting everybody. And I think this one's the one where it's like, now we have like sort of everyone that we really wanted to pay attention to us. And this is the one that's like, boom, slam dunk. So I'm hoping we get everyone on this one. Because the last couple were trying to like, it was like Velcro. It was trying to stick to everybody.
Different people.
Yeah. And this one we're trying to bring everyone together as like a group instead of sort of picking them out individually. Because I'm pretty sure there's no other weird or like out of the box song or record we can write. There's not another fan base we could play to.
We're actually going to do all acoustic for this one.
Yeah. I'm going to sing this entire record.
That's gonna be really
it's going to be EDM. And once we get all those guys, then we're really going to ride the heaviest record.
I see you guys.
Yeah, we had a thrashy first record, and then an anthemy second record, and then a big personal third record, and then a detached fan-viewed fourth record, and a fully acoustic EDM blended dance club fifth record.
That's what's gonna happen.
It's really great to see bands evolve over the years.
Well, you
and
know,
it's
they've always
clearly
told
good.
us that you gotta grow. You gotta grow with your fans. So that's maximum growth right there.
Absolutely. And what do you think is the biggest misconception about the band that you'd like to clear up right now?
That we are older.
But a lot of people think we're older than we are, and I think like he was saying earlier, like the tour, at least the last couple of years, the tours really, people are like putting an aura around us. Mm-hmm. We're still like little babies, so because we started it really young.
I'm the oldest
He's
one
the
in the
oldest.
band, and I'm only 26, and I'm older by like 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
So we're like
23,
overall
24, 25, 26.
on a fourth record right now.
About to drop
So
our
it's
fifth.
weird because we've been on tour for super long, and then we get on tour with people sometimes, and it's like
Like maybe ours, most of them are in their 30s, and they're just like, what? I'm like, I love your band. That's great. Like, you never think. But, I think people think we're a lot older than we are. And it's sort of how we present ourselves on stage and how we dress and stuff. But that's our thing. So don't take it, because that's our thing.
yeah, we're the young old guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so speaking of August Burns Red, you guys are on a tour with them right now. And it's coming to an end soon, sadly. But what has been the most memorable moment of the tour thus far?
For me, man, there's been a lot of good times. Okay. Super Bowl in Detroit. We how many inches fell while we were there?
16.
Yeah, it was a snowstorm. 16 inches fell, but everyone, the streets were like basically shut down, and there was a B-Dubs like 2 blocks away, and it's Super Bowl, and all the bands just trekked through or most of us trekked to our knees, just running through the middle of the street, and we're like, Super Bowl, chicken wings, and we're all going there, and we literally, I ate chicken wings till the end of North Lane's set. I didn't even warm up. I was just because I didn't want to be a lot of people didn't show up because they were snowed out. Yeah. There was this bunch of snow, and I was just the show shouldn't have happened because it was the highways were shut down. It was terrifying. Yeah. And so I was just like, screw this. I was eating a bunch of chicken wings, hanging out with ABR. It was just a good bro down time with all the bands, and it was a Super Bowl. Go Seahawks, even though I didn't win. What was your?
What about you?
Man. We have done some crazy record low temperature deals this tour. I remember Milwaukee was so cold that it was -18 when we loaded out.
Without wind chill or anything.
Yeah, it was just -18 outside.
Exactly. It hurt your body. You're
and it was like that for
move.
2 weeks. For 2 weeks, every day. It was a snowstorm, and if you didn't get a snowstorm, you would get a nice, safe, unbelievably cold day. No snow or anything, but you have to deal with 18 below. We went through, we missed the Boston snowstorm by 1 day. This will be the tour of bad weather for us. We
Missing bad weather.
We missed the Boston snowstorm, the New York City snowstorm, and then got nailed in Upper New York and twice in Canada, once in Michigan, once in Cleveland.
This tour, and we've been touring for a long time, and this has been the most ridiculously weathered tour. And today, though, that's what I'm saying. I'm it's warm, Florida, yeah. When I was sweating today, I was like, oh my God, what is that?
2 nights
There's
ago.
sweat on my face. This is amazing.
Yeah, because 2 nights ago we were in Oklahoma City, and all the highways iced over, and we had to stay there overnight. That was the last place that we were stopped. We drove straight here. Now it's sunny. And
We've survived, though, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I don't have any. Use your chair, I guess.
Now I see why Florida is so special for you guys Now I get it. And so what are your plans for right after this tour? What's coming up?
After this tour, I don't know. I can't really say. A lot of it's not announced, but I can say we're playing the U.S. The most we've ever played in a long time this year, and Canada. So that's really exciting. So there's a bunch of
Tours coming.
Yes, a lot of U.S. tours
Lots
too.
of tour.
So look forward to that because we've been going for a long time, in other countries and doing other stuff. So we're excited to hit U.S. again. Doing this tour even as a market and playing cities. I saw friends today I haven't seen in a year and a half. I'm like, we used to play here every 3 months. This is crazy. So now we're sort of back into the old U.S. routine.
Definitely good to have you back. Sounds good. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Everybody go check out Miss May I, subscribe for more interviews, and I'll catch you later. Bye.